And he's like, he's gonna cry in the car. And Soulja Boy issued an apology video today, and he said that his behavior has been very immature and it hasn't been right, and that his mom is in the hospital, and that's like kind of messed with him, whatever. Even though he knows she's gonna be okay, they told him she's gonna be okay. He's been kind of acting out as a result, or whatever. And I'm like, this is all just so stupid.
Well, I hope he stays on that path. Like, I mean, I do think that his mom being put in the hospital did kind of give him a little bit of a smack of reality, you know, like to stop playing around so much. But I mean, hopefully it lasts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Chris Brown challenged him to a boxing match for charity, and he accepted. So we'll see if he tries to back out of it or not. But neither one of them is thugs to me. I wouldn't be scared of Chris Brown. I wouldn't be scared of Soulja Boy. Like, if I was a hood dude, like, I'm not scared of neither one of y'all.
Exactly.
Like, I'll beat Chris Brown's ass. Are you serious? And now, in other kind of weird news, let me ask you this. You have any pets, or you've had pets?
Yeah, I've had pets. I have a purebred German Shepherd who's about 2 years old.
Do you dress them up?
No, I've never dressed up any of my pets.
So you don't do like the Paris Hilton used to do with her dog, like she uses her dog as an accessory, has them on.
I've never had a little dog, but I don't think, even if I did, I don't think I'd ever do that. It's a little too cheesy for me. I mean, unless you live in a really cold state, because I do believe in like putting like maybe sweaters or something on your dogs, because if it's like snow and stuff, but I don't live anywhere where there's snow, so.
A lot of people and celebrities used to do this a lot. I used to feel like they would
treat them like a child.
Yeah, like accessories. Like they would treat them like accessories.
Yeah.
And kind of, doll them up and things like that. They're dogs, they're animals. That may not be what they want. That's not their natural being. That's not what they want.
That's not instinctual for them,
And I definitely wouldn't be trying that mess with a pit bull. Now, there's a family in Tampa that has a pit bull that they call Scarface. And that name is fitting. And they try to put Scarface in a sweater. I don't know if this is the first time or what it was, but the dog viciously attacked and there was injuries, and now they don't know if the dog's going to be euthanized or what, and that's really, really sad.
Yeah.
Don't do stupid things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let animals be animals, and we always have to remember that animals are animals and they will behave as such. Do you know what I mean? And pit bulls are known to be vicious. I don't mess with them. I love animals. I love dogs. I don't mess with no pit bulls. No. If I'm going to somebody's house for the first time and they say they have a dog, what kind of dog? Pit bull? Nah, I'm good. Like, I'll stay out here.
I'll stay outside.
Pit bulls scare me. They really, really, really do.
It's sad because I honestly think that pit bulls have a really bad reputation.
Yes, they do.
But I also think that it depends on the way that you raise them, because not any dog is capable of being vicious, or any dog is capable of like attacking. I just feel like pit bulls just have like a really bad name, and I think that's just because those are the main types of dogs that they would get into, like, you know, like dog fighting and those type of things. And I think a lot of people, I think a lot of people just, the way, it depends on how you raise your dog. Because my brothers had pit bulls. I've been around other families who have had pit bulls and have seen them grow, and they're like just as loving as any other type of dog, you know. But there is a lot of really, there is a lot of bad rep behind them, which is unfortunate. But
I've been viciously scratched by a dog before, so as a child, so I don't, just some dogs I just can't mess with. Not because I think they're bad creatures. And I don't think this dog needs to be euthanized, but you know, these. I mean, I had a Rottweiler when I was a child, and she was so sweet to me, very loving and protective of me. Yeah. Not to be messed with by anybody else. And it was not my mom or my dad was not about to be putting this Rottweiler in no sweater. Oh yeah. That wasn't gonna be. That was not about to be happening. But I kind of just hate, and it's not like it's a big deal they try to put him in a sweater. They probably just really did not expect it because it's a family dog. They really don't expect it. So I do feel bad. But there's instances with humans and animals, and I'm kind of like, you kind of just deserve that a little bit. And I'm not saying this is one. I'm not going to say this is one of them, but it happens so much. Like that the woman, I think it was in Japan. And, you know, have you ever been into a safari?
Yeah.
You know, you're in the car or whatever, and they have the signs like, don't get out, don't get out of your car.
Don't put your hand out of the cart and all that,
And this woman in Japan, it was her husband, her mother, and I think a child. You've seen this video?
Yeah.
Did it not kind of make you mad?
Yes.
And she gets into... They're in a tiger enclosure.
Yeah.
And this woman is fighting with their husband, and she gets so mad that she hops out of the car and she tries to walk around the car to get in the back seat. and the tiger comes and snatches her.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing was booking. He was waiting for his opportunity. Let that first dumb human hop out one of these cars. And he came, snatched her, and then because as a result, the mom, of course, you see your daughter getting snatched, your instinct is just like, oh no, my baby, like I have to go help her. You're not thinking it's a tiger, there's nothing I can do. So the mom hopped out to help, and the tiger ended up killing her, and the daughter survived. She was injured,
and
but
now
she
has to deal with that guilt.
So because you're mad at your husband and you want to hop out of a car in a tiger enclosure, your mom is dead because you did something stupid, and there were signs all over that place. It just makes me so mad, and I don't know what happened to the tiger after. I hope it's not a situation where
it's euthanized or something, because it's in its natural habitat. You're going into its home, and then you're gonna threaten it by coming out of that enclosure, and it's like, and it sucks because, like you said, some incidences, like, they kind of in a way deserve what they got. Like I wish nobody died from the incident,
but it was 100% preventable.
But it was 100% preventable and 100% her fault. Like, she should have got attacked, and that would have, and that would have been her, her lesson. But unfortunately, her mom ended up getting involved in it, and then that happened. So that's just unfortunate.
Oh, it makes me so mad.
Yeah,
it just makes me so mad. Like, the humans just have to do things all the time. Like, I don't believe in hunting and things like that. People hunt for food, that's different. Like, I am not a vegetarian, I eat meat, but I'm not into the whole hunting just for sport.
I don't like hunting.
You know what I mean?
I'm totally against hunting, actually. Yeah. Completely.
And I understand that. So it's just things like that. I'm just not with it. And then taking pictures next to like a beautiful giraffe that you just killed, like, that makes me so angry.
That.
Like, you went into their habitat and just how do you feel? They're not prizes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have
lives, families,
Just because they're not humans doesn't make them lesser. And that's just how I feel about that. Now, another news story that recently came out. Unfortunately, very, very sad. A couple was driving with their daughter in the back seat, their 2-year-old daughter, and some idiot ran into them because he wasn't paying attention to the road. He was FaceTiming. And I would think at that point, okay, you've killed my daughter, I'm going to sue the heck out of you and I want you in jail, whatever it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the couple isn't going after him. They're going after Apple because he was FaceTiming at the time of the accident.
Yeah.
And they're blaming,
blaming Apple.
Yeah, like, because he was FaceTiming, that was what caused the accident. So they're trying to sue them for a lot of money. They say there should be some type of feature to prevent FaceTime. And
they probably just know they're going to get more money out of Apple than they will from whoever.
Do you think that's the reason why they're going after them? Do you think Apple should be blamed? Because I honestly
don't. No, not at all. I don't think Apple should be to blame, but I really do think they just. I do think they're doing it for a purpose because they lost their daughter, so they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna be that petty about money, but I do think they know they're gonna get.
It kind of seems like they're.
I kind of feel like they just think it's gonna be more of a big deal if they sue the company Apple's FaceTime, because of course that's gonna make headlines than it will if they just turn around and sue the guy who happened to kill the daughter. I think they're doing it probably just to get it. More publicity out of it and probably more money. But
I think they're acting on emotion right now. I'm very, very sorry that this happened. It's very tragic. And the guy, who was FaceTiming while driving needs to be held responsible.
Exactly.
But, people drive drunk all the time and kill people, and the alcohol companies don't get sued.
Exactly.
Because it's not their fault.
The guy's the one that made the choice to FaceTime while driving. Choice, exactly. Like, that's him driving irresponsibly no matter what he was doing, whether he was text messaging or on FaceTime or on Facebook. Like, that was his choice. So I think he should be the one held responsible and not Apple. Honestly, I don't think this lawsuit's going to go anywhere because I don't really think they have a case because, it was his choice. Nobody made him FaceTime while driving. He was the one that wasn't paying attention on the road to cause the accident, not FaceTime. So I don't know.
You gotta FaceTime responsibly, you gotta Pokemon Go responsibly, drink responsibly, whatever you're doing, do it responsibly.
Take responsibility for your actions.
Pay attention. Anybody who's driving while FaceTiming, oh my gosh, you are the worst type of person. Anyways, so we're gonna talk about something that we never talk about here, and that's sports. Not football, not basketball, but my girl, Ronda Rousey, made her grand return. Alisa is already laughing. Isn't this just the worst? Isn't this just the worst? She made her grand return. Stop laughing. It's not funny.
Okay, it's not funny.
It's kind of funny, but no, it's not funny. I like Rousey, okay?
I do too.
Okay, she made her grand return to the ring and lost in 48 seconds. That's less than a minute. Now, let's remember who this is. This is Ronda Rousey. This is this girl who used to knock people out in 13 seconds.
This is the undefeated champion.
She wanted to retire undefeated. She said that was her goal, was to retire undefeated. And she 100% thought she was going to retire undefeated.
Yeah.
Now,
I kind of thought she would too, but, you know.
It's really hard to retire undefeated. It's very, very, very hard. The only way, if I was a UFC fighter, I gotta be honest, like if I was a UFC fighter and or a boxer and I wanted to retire undefeated, I'm not gonna fight everybody. I'm gonna fight people I know I can beat.
And retire, right?
Yeah.
That's what I would have
I'm gonna be fighting like the most beast, like, you know, the most beast person who could knock me out. Like, I'm gonna pick my battles. I don't care too. I'll
make that known too. Exactly. I'll make it known. Be like, nah, she's gonna whip my butt, so I'm not gonna fight her.
Yeah, exactly. But that's me speaking as someone who's not a fighter. Someone who is a fighter and they're hungry for it and they like want that belt and you're thinking, and this, I don't know if this is true of Ronda, but a lot of people,
they want to like earn it.
They want to go for like the top dog. They're like, you know, I'm a fighter. Like I know I can beat them. Like they're the best. I want to beat the best. Now, who really is the best? Is it the person who's considered the best, or the person who beat the best? Who's really the best? The best, or the person who beat the best? You know what I'm trying to say?
I get you. And sometimes it's hard because sometimes people might end up just getting lucky. But I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
It was a really, honestly though, I really like Ronda Rousey. I think she's a very talented, great fighter. But I think she started to get a little bit of a big head, and she kind of started annoying me. She was a little she was a lot cocky, not a little cocky. She was a lot cocky, and she kind of got what she deserved.
But why does she deserve that? She's in a competitive sport. They all
because she needs to be humbled down, and I'm glad she got her butt
all for sport though. You have to talk.
No, she's really like that though. Like even
we don't know her personally.
Not personally.
She could be, but I don't know her personally.
Even in her interviews, and you do know that after you do know that after she lost, she refused to shake her hand after too, right? Like that's just so petty.
No, that was before. Oh wait, are you talking about this fight?
Yeah, this fight.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Yeah, Amanda. Yeah, she like refused to shake her hand after, and I think that's like
I didn't see the post fight stuff.
Yeah, like I just thought that was really like disrespect. Yes, very sore loser, very disrespectful. She should have, congratulated her and walked out. Like
she can't. Ronda Rousey just does not have it in her. She can't. Like
that makes her a poor sport. So she needs I'm glad she's retiring.
The fact is she retiring?
That's what they are saying.
I know she said that she's gonna take some more time off. I'm like, you took a year and a half off. You should have came back beast mode.
Yeah.
She didn't. And I don't know if it's her, it's a trainer, or she just doesn't. I kind of feel like she doesn't have a heart in it anymore after the way she lost to Holly.
Yeah.
But it's like there's so many women in the UFC who get knocked out all the time. And they come back and fight.
Exactly.
And they'll come back and win because their heart is still in it. They're like, I lost that first time. I'm gonna come back even harder. I'm gonna train harder. And she lost all her heart.
I think after that Holly fight, I think her ego was. I don't know if you heard some of her reports she did, but she said she like wanted to die like after that fight.
And I was gonna say
she got like really down on herself. And honestly, seeing her in this fight. I don't know if you watched. Did you watch the fight, like the actual fight, the 48-second? Yeah,
I watched that. I didn't see the stuff after, but I watched her fight.
I honestly, if you really watch her, she wasn't even trying. Like I don't know.
So?
No, like even the kicks that she was throwing at her weren't even fully like through kicks. Like she seemed. I don't know if the Holly fight like kind of messed with her head because I honestly like she just didn't seem like it wasn't.
Her heart's not in it, right?
It was in it. Like I don't know.
Her heart is not in it anymore.
But she still didn't have to. She should have just accepted her loss and like let it be. And like it's just I don't know.
That loss to Holly, and plus it wasn't even just like a loss. It was a knockout. It was a destruction, and this fight was a destruction as well. She can't. I can't, like, I do feel bad, and people are like, why do you feel bad? She deserves it. I'm like, listen, it's just like Floyd Mayweather does, Mike Tyson did. Muhammad Ali was the king of it. Muhammad Ali would do everything he could to get into people's head before he fought, and people did hate on him now, but when we look back at him, nobody's hating Muhammad Ali. And he was way worse than Ronda Rousey. Way worse, and he was still, and he didn't retire undefeated, but he still, was the champion. It just is what it is. He knows what he has to do to sell the tickets. He has to hype up the fight. That means getting into your opponent's head. That means talking trash in interviews and all of that stuff. That's just all part of the sport. So I don't get mad at Ronda for coming for people or whatever like
that. Yeah, I think her career